Okay, hello YouTube. This is the third podcast response for information security class. The source material for this is taken from Twit TV's Security Now episode 547 titled GRC is Down. The three topics I will be briefly summarizing today are a GNU exploit issue, a technique to wirelessly steal decryption keys, and grc.com, which has been attacked and is down. So the first topic is a GNU exploit. Any Unix-based operating system uses what's called a C library, and this library lays out all of the system calls, which provides the user with basic functionality, like opening files, printing, exiting, and so on. The GNU C library is widely used in systems that use Linux as the kernel, meaning it is in millions of devices. So basically, the attack is a carefully crafted reply to a DNS server, and this alone can take the machine over. The get_add_r_info function is used in DNS lookup, and because of a mismanagement of receiving buffers, which is system memory that can be used for received packets, the replies from IPv4 and IPv6 queries may overwrite the receiving buffers. So any software that uses this function may be exploited with attacker-controlled domain names, DNS servers, or through a man-in-the-middle attack. The good news is there has been a patch released for the glibc, which fixes the issue, so updating is mandatory. The second topic is researchers have found a way to steal decryption keys from computers running the ECDH, or elliptic curve Diffie-Hellman algorithm. Encryption is incredibly important if sensitive material is being shared between anybody on the internet. ECDH is a standard public key encryption algorithm which is used in OpenPGP, which is an open source email encryption software. The way that this is achieved is by measuring the electromagnetic waves that are generated during decryption. The attack extracts the decryption key within seconds, and incredibly, it can be done from a target in a different room across the hall. Very incredible stuff. So the last topic that I want to touch on is, unfortunately, the attack of grc.com. GRC.com was on the receiving end of a DNS reflection attack and is currently down. Steve found out and drove to his data center, where he decided to diagnose the problem by capturing packets and analyzing them. In a very short time span, he managed to grab upwards of 50,000 UDP packets that were all inbound DNS responses. The attackers spoofed GRC's IP address and sent packets out as queries to thousands of servers across the globe. As a result, all of these servers flooded GRC in response to the queries. Steve's server has nearly 13 gigabits of incoming data, and the only recourse was to shut GRC down. Websites are incredibly vulnerable to denial of service attacks, and Steve doesn't know where the attackers are and who is behind the attack, unfortunately. As GRC is a small operation, Steve is currently at the will of the attackers until the attacks stop. At the time of the episode airing, Steve was relaying this information in real time and the attack was still ongoing. It's an unfortunate thing when attacks happen, but there are measures to safeguard yourself. Thank you for listening to the summary, and I look forward to explaining a few more things in episode 4 of the podcast response.